All right. We're pleased to be joined by our first guest today. If you happen to be watching us, you'll see our first guest here on QSportsTalk.com. The SU men moving on to the national quarterfinals where they will take on Denver for the right to go to the Final Four. Saam Olexo, long stick midfielder, joining us here on the show. Saam, great to have you on. Congratulations on the win. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm doing good.
All right, so let's talk about last night. Tale of two halves, right? Towson comes out and they played very well in that first half. You guys were able to take control in the third quarter and then cruise from there to the win. Let's go back to the first half. What gave you guys some trouble in that first half from Towson?
You know, they're a well-coached team. They're a good team. They have a lot of talented players. But at the end of the day, we were just shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit, getting some offside penalties and stuff that's out of character for us. But, I think it was just the nerves a little bit. And then once that settled, it was good there.
All right, so you brought up the nerves. I got to ask you about that. I know it was a brand new experience for a majority of the roster, right? You got a few transfers that have tasted the NCAA tournament and had success in the NCAA tournament, but for a vast majority of the players on this roster, this was a new experience. So what was it like being out there, bright lights of an NCAA tournament game?
Yeah, it was awesome. I played once in Georgetown my freshman year. But even still, that was a new experience for me, being in a home game and just getting one more opportunity to play in the Dome. It really is the best place in the world to play, and I'll miss it. But any game in the Dome is electric.
We saw a few teams, struggle yesterday. Johns Hopkins, in particular, was in a dogfight with Lehigh up until the very end. It was they were actually losing in the fourth quarter and came back and won that game, and they advanced. And so I guess what is that like, dealing with the nerves and the pressure, knowing that if you lose this one, season's over, career's over. At the college level anyway, so on and so forth. How were you guys able to respond from that first half where they're up by one and things aren't necessarily going your way? How were you able to respond then in the second half with both physically and mentally, I guess?
Yeah, it was just keep playing, keep going, keep working, and we've done so much up to this point in Syracuse. All the work we've put in, all the film sessions and the talks we've had. So it was really just time to just go out there and go play our hearts out, and that's all it came down to.
Was that kind of the message from Gary and his staff at halftime? Can you share with us kind of what the message was in the locker room at halftime?
Yeah, that was it. I mean, it's lacrosse. We've worked very hard to work on our brand of lacrosse, what we believe is, the best version of lacrosse, and it's something that we take a lot of pride in. And it didn't show in the first half, but that doesn't mean we're going to stray away from it. We just, kept on it and stayed true to our game.
All right, so tell us about that third quarter. If you guys play like that, I'm not sure anybody's going to be able to beat you. If you're able to play like that for 60 minutes. So what was working in that third quarter in particular that allowed you to kind of take control of that game and go on to win it from there?
Yeah, I thought we dominated the possession of the ball. Our offense had the ball a lot of that third quarter, and they capitalized. We have one of the most talented groups in the country, if not the most, and that showed in the third quarter.
All right, I know it's very early in the week, obviously, and you won not even 24 hours ago. But as you turn the page, I would imagine that you're already starting to turn the page and get ready for the next one, which is Denver. Next weekend for the right to go to the Final Four. What do you know about Denver? What have you seen from them this year? Maybe just being just a casual lacrosse viewer and not necessarily breaking down film and whatnot at this point. But what do you know about Denver? What stands out to you?
Yeah, they're a good team. I know they have some pretty good history at that school, and we're just excited to study a new opponent and get back to work.
Have you allowed yourself to think about what it would feel like to play in the Final Four? Obviously, you've got some work to do to get there. One more to get to the Final Four. But, have you allowed yourself to think about what that would be like?
I mean, I'd say it definitely, creeps into your head. Even before all this, like throughout the winter and the fall, you definitely have those visions of playing in the Final Four. Even since a kid, people visualize that. But right now, today, we're just focused on that game in Towson.
You mentioned anytime you can play in the Dome, it's a good time, and you cherish those moments. Can you reflect back on your career, here and what your time at Syracuse has meant to you, or is that for another day? Do you allow yourself to kind of enjoy the moment and enjoy the practices and these last go round in the Dome, the last few weeks with your teammates, or is that something you'll reflect on, when this month is over with?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that is going to take some time to reflect on, but I will say that there really is nothing like it. It's hard to put into words what it feels like to go out there in front of such an amazing fan base, such an amazing city, and be able to just play the sport you love.
Do you and your classmates take on some responsibility and feel ownership about trying to get SU lacrosse back to where it belongs, and that's Memorial Day weekend? Do you feel like that one of the goals that you have in mind this year to, get back to Memorial Day weekend and kind of put your stamp on, okay, Syracuse lacrosse is firmly back now?
Yeah, it's definitely a goal of ours, and I think me and my classmates and really everyone on the team is more focused on the process and,
sure.
The practices, going to play box lacrosse and Onondaga Nation, all the experiences that we've had that don't get shown to the public, don't get shown to the world. I think we cherish those, and we cherish the process a little more.
All right. I know there will be a time for, digging deeper into the X's and O's as this week progresses, and again, more into the opponent. But, as it stands right now, Saam, in terms of what you guys need to do for yourselves to advance on and win one more here against Denver, what does this game come down to, for you guys? What are you guys going to have to do well to win?
Yeah, like I said, we put in a lot of work up until this point, and we just need to keep taking steps forward and keep our focus on the process. And then when the game comes, that's the easy part.
All right. It'll be a noon face-off Sunday down at Towson, Syracuse and Denver for the right to go to the Final Four. Saam, thanks so much for coming on. Congrats again on the win. Continued success, and best of luck the rest of the way here.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, Saam Olexo joining us here on the show. And with that, we'll open up the phone lines, 315-437-7644. Phone lines open for the next 45 minutes. We got Eric Maddox. He's the head coach of the OCC women's lacrosse team. They won a national title yesterday. He'll join us at 1:15, but we are open until then if you want to give us a call.
This is the first song I thought of when I thought of Eddie Lampkin.
Well, she sneaks around the world from Kiev to Carolina. She's a sticky-fingered filcher from Berlin down to Belize.
That's funny.
Where the world is our center, Eddie Lampkin.
Where in the world is
Carmen Sandiego?
That's funny.
He's on a plane. Is he? How the hell do you know that? How do you know that? I saw him here. You did? I lived in this town for 30-some odd years, and I bumped into a Syracuse player maybe twice in my life. The hell you know he's in Texas?
All right, we'll talk about what we don't know.
People be GPSing them, sneaking them on them. Hey, you want to take a picture? And they hug him, and they slip their iPhone in his pocket. They can track them.
All right, we'll take a break here. We'll continue to talk about what we don't know, all the speculation around Eddie Lampkin. We're back after this on ESPN Radio.